And I believe we are live, as I have bananas in chat, and this was the last place that I was at on the Hermitcraft server. That was the last place I was at. I did not get a lot of phantoms from that session, that's fine. Phantom membranes, that is. Feels kind of wrong logging in doing a live stream and I haven't even prepped or got prepared or anything, right? Feels wrong. Yeah, didn't land on it. If you would like to see, if you have watched the latest episode of Hermitcraft, which remember we stream after those episodes go out now, I'm gonna do that for the rest of the, I say year, I'm gonna do that for the rest of, you know, up until Christmas. Okay, so somewhere around here we got some brewers going. It should maybe be a little bit more obvious which ones or where they are. I'm looking for a hint. Over here, this is it. This will be one of them. Right, I kind of expected to see something different going on here. Aha. Look at that. This system broke, right? I think I realised what it is. This is locked. This hopper gets locked. It's like a little oversight. So every now and then I kind of need to come along and go, pinch one of those, put it in there, just to keep it on the safe side. Actually, I think it was the other way around. Uh-huh. Over here. So yeah, we would put... Wait, did I do them the same way around? No. Now I'm down here! What a derp, what a derp. Also, at some point this broke, and there you go, look. But it broke for both of them. There, just right there. And I find that rather interesting that it broke for both of them at the same time. The shulk... Wait, there it is. Here. Okay. So they might be in different positions inside there, but essentially they both broke, and I think it might be a chunk loading unloading thing. I tell you what, like, the act of doing and building all of this in survival, even when you do it all in creative first, you just learn stuff, and it's like, oh, maybe I should have built this slightly differently for that. Now, I kind of feel like something's up. What's going on here? Because it must be that hopper. Yeah, it's that system. Excellent. So, when we have more storage space below, this will turn back on again and continue. So it's kind of in a paused state. That's perfect. So it has its flaws. I'm figuring them out, but I'm loving this system. It's a mega project. It's a lot of fun. And I haven't even said hello to anyone in chat yet. I've just been talking to myself as we get going. Everyone's still saying hi and all that stuff, tuning in. Cool. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. This redstone is the working of a madman. It flies straight over my head like a jet plane, says Anna Rose. Yeah, when things are difficult and complicated, try not to convince yourself you don't understand it too much first. Right? Because a lot of this right here can be broken down into smaller parts. Like, it's pretty easy to understand that these hoppers carry all the water bottles to each of the brewing stands, right? So you can understand that bit. And then I can tell you that up here where the droppers are, these are the ingredients, and that they just get sent down into the brewer. So you can understand little bits of it. And when you do that, it's easier to piece together some of the bigger bits. So, yeah. Also, this will one day be a lever, but that's all I had on me, so I put that there. Cool. Alright, so that's all in order. Let's have a look. I could do with dropping off this blaze powder because it's utterly useless to me. This is an automatic brewer, right? Says Spider. It's not just an automatic brewer. It's an absolute automatic, you know, factory. It's a factory. It's a fact that it's a factory. Anyway, we're going to head over to the gas farm next. It's actually quite simple, says Decops. Maybe it's quite simple. Maybe it could be more complicated. Everything's kind of relative, right? It's all kind of relative. You can quote me on that. Sounds like a quote. Ricky Com says, first time watching the stream, watched for a long time, never had time to watch streams. How's my day? Today's good. Mondays are always a bit of an active on the feet day. Had to go out and do shopping, went for a long walk. Oh my god, the squiddies! Redonkulous amounts of squiddies, run away! Run away before they eat me. Yeah, so I've been out shopping, and then I cleaned the house, cleaned the upstairs last week, cleaned the downstairs today. Taking it easy as well. In my search for synchronicity between my computers, I tried a thing called Sync Thing that people have been recommending to me, and it doesn't even support cloud storage. I'm just flabbergasted, but the software seems interesting. I might be able to use it for like part of what I want to do, but I'm putting time in and I'm not finding a solution. It's really kind of frustrating because there's always that feeling that I'm actually gonna like figure out how to get this all to work. And ooh, I don't have my ender chest. Must have left it behind. I should probably pick up some rockets then, as well as an ender chest. Probably means that I've got some shulker boxes lying around somewhere that I need to access. Hey X, how do you keep playing on the world after you get netherite and stuff? You know, just log in and play. Also, all of a sudden, a lot of people saying hi. That makes me think that, you know, the tweet or one of the announcements sort of just got through to people or something. Maybe the Twitch one just got through. Go check it out. We got noises in the ear as well. We got Morbrick77 here for 20 months. Thank you ever so much, dude. Appreciate it. Epic Destroyer's gifted a sub to Cucumber. No, not cucumber. Cucumber. Literally. Okay, look. All the now, oh, squid. I'll throw away the squiddies. Good. We're all good. We're all square over here. Thank you for gifting that sub, Epic Destroyer. Appreciate it. Pickles58 is here with the Prime. Thank you so much, Pickles. Hungry Marshmallow says, spam him with hi to confuse him. I was wondering if I should comment this or not, but like I appreciate people saying hi and hello, but like when I look to chat and looking like what are we going to talk about? Where's the discussion begin? And so at the beginning of the stream, it's always like top to bottom, hi, hello, and I don't know what to say. I mean, I can say hello, but how many times can I say it, right? So hey, when you turn up for these streams, bring an interesting comment, bring a conversation, bring a question. I don't know. And we can have some interesting chats or whatever. Mr. Chicken, yeah, reloading the resource pack doesn't fix my problem. It's a 1.16.4 issue, and you know, I've got no idea what causes it, but yeah, the game just constantly loses sound after a little bit of time. And I have no idea if other users are experiencing it and perhaps reporting it to Mojang, but it's a thing that just keeps happening over and over again for me. I've even disabled loads of mods and stuff like that, and you know, World Edit or whatever. What are the other ones? The shulker box viewer. I've got one called Xisuma when I want to zoom in. Yeah, and nope, still loses sound. I don't know if it loses it consistently either. Like, I haven't tracked the issue that much. Could be it loses it after a certain amount of time. Not the Bobert says, are you planning on rabbit farming? Rabbit feet. Yeah, we got to do all the farms. I love this motive. Like, I like having motives to create farms, because without the motive, it does seem a little bit like, what's the point, you know? As much as I am a creative person and player, I need motives in my game. And in Minecraft, it's like, okay, here's the motive, I need to do this, and then I can spice it up, make it look cool, you know? Not every project gets that treatment. For example, the towers and all the projects inside of those, that's a case of having a motive and then sprucing it up with some cool buildings. I tend to not do buildings for building's sake, right? Like, and I probably could do because I'm used to building for projects, but you know, I'm not one to go build a thing and then just leave it empty. So that doesn't really work for me. So I like these Minecraft motives, and then certain projects present themselves with like, oh, I could make this look nice, you know? You should put your ender chest near your portal. Yeah, I should probably leave more of them lying around, really, shouldn't I? I was thinking that as I flew over there. It's like, why do I have to go all the way into that little chamber down below just to get to an ender chest? Seems kind of slow. We got noises in the ear from Esra Haddon's Empire here for 3 months. Over 1 year ago, One of your videos made me think, and today I'm exactly 1 year smoke-free. Awesome! I'm so glad I gave up that habit. That's terrific. So glad to hear it. Well done, dude. Well done, dude. Keep on keeping on, you know. Stay with that. Yeah, you know, smoking is a... it's kind of like a lose-lose situation, right? If smoking makes you feel, oh, you know, but it like relieves stress. Well, it's also the thing that causes the stress to some extent, you know. Nicotine is addictive, and you need that hit to feel that relief. You know, anyone who's out there smoking, if you've got a little bit of a voice in the back of your mind that maybe thinks, oh no, I need to quit, like, listen to that voice, empower it, follow it. Yeah, it kind of sucks to have to give up stuff and go through the hard you know, battles with willpower and all of that, but that's what makes you stronger in more ways than just quitting smoking. And you know, smoking's one of those ones that's pretty detrimental to your health. There's no upside to smoking, really. Maurice says smoking is the most disgusting thing ever. You could probably think of something more disgusting, you know, like smoking in a dump. That's more disgusting than smoking. You're now doing it in a dump. Get out of that dump, jeez. Don't you know the dump's bad for your health? That's the thing, drugs can always cause more problems than they solve, so I literally can't understand why anyone would do it, says the Thinky. Well, the reasons that people do it are not so ununderstandable, right? Like, there are many, like, pressures and reasons that people pick up smoking. Sometimes it's peer pressure. Can you enjoy it to some extent? I mean, it's a pretty acquired taste to enjoy it just for the taste alone, or the sensation. But, you know, people have reasons. You have stress in your life, you turn to something. Everyone goes through hard times, and you can turn to a substance, which is what I personally wouldn't recommend. Viatuk Knight says no sugar is the most addictive. Well, rather than get into a debate about what's the most addictive, like, addiction is different for everyone. Everyone's unique, and based on who you are and your your neurological wiring, or your physiological wiring, you know, different things will affect you in different ways. So a lot of people have problems with sugar. Some people it's smoke, it's drugs, there's all sorts of things. Drugs are often a coping mechanism, says isn't a number. Yeah, that's you know, that's another way of wording it. It's a coping mechanism, right? Cats, it says sugar is not that addictive. I believe the science is out on sugar. It's, you know, addiction can be mental, it can be physical. There's enough going on with sugar that it can be a problem for people, right? The problem is it's all kind of like disguised and wrapped up in food, and you need to eat food every day to live. So if you're eating sugary foods every day, it can kind of like, you can be unaware of it. You can be not realizing how much sugary stuff you're consuming sometimes. Right, we got Sammy Marie22 here with the Prime. Danny T, 45 with the Prime as well. carolinchen 129 here with the cheers and bits, saying, hey X, first stream in a while, can we talk about fitness and diet? It always motivates me a lot. I guess we could. I guess we could if you need... I don't know. Feel like I've got to motivate now. Jeez. Putting the pressure on. We've also got Lady Gecko here for 8 months. Says, how you dealing with the lockdown? At the moment, I'm doing okay. I feel like I'm doing okay, and then I just have these like moments of like, oh god, every now and then. And I had one a few months back, and also weeks back even. And so currently it feels like I'm doing all right, but then I just kind of expect it at some point. I'm just gonna go, oh god, this is awful, and let's like have a few days of just not feeling so great, and then try and get back in the groove, you know. This chat has become a bummer because of drugs, says Bad Cat Boys. Why's it got to be a bummer? We can talk about these sorts of things. Personally, I think listening to stuff like this is like the ability to think about things and to pay attention to what's going on in the world. Does that even make much sense? I'm not sure. That Keel says, my parents think carbs are evil. Yeah, there's a little bit of that out there, isn't there? You know, no carb diets. There's a heck of a lot of mixed opinions. Here's what I would say based on what I've learned. You know, I mean, carrots and potatoes are nothing but carbs, and they certainly don't seem to be bad, right? It's the sugary carbs, the additive stuff you kind of want to watch out for. It's never as simple as just like one thing is bad, is it? It's never that simple. It's always you know, more complicated and nuanced, and you know, based on personal preferences as well. Some people really respond to like not eating carbs or eating a lot of carbs. I've tried both. I'm really quite flexible. I try and keep it balanced. I try and get more fat in than carbs if I can. But the carbs that I do eat, I try and prioritize eating, you know, vegetables and stuff with a lot of nutrition in. But really, I kind of get away with it. I just, unless I'm fasting, unless I'm cutting, like I really don't need to pay attention to the amount of carbs or fat. It works both ways for me. It just works. Dopamine is the most addictive. All drugs make sure you get dopamine. Says someone in chat, and that's going off the screen. Why do I always read from the top? Yeah, and I guess sugar is linked to dopamine as well, right? Right, noises in the ear. I'm so far behind. Asian is here subscribing. Mickey's Guns here for 22 months. I will make that 2-year mark. Any considering of getting a next-gen AMD or NVIDIA GPU? Nah, this PC's already my like crazy overkill PC. It'll probably last me a good 10 years. So not really considering it. Uncultured Swine is here. Subscribing. James Drew 27's here for 56 months. Incredible. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Licky Sticky Icky's here giving a sub to Heat Dictator. Thank you for dictating all that heat, you know? Jeez, don't even know what sort of joke that was. That was the best I could come up with, okay? Thank you, Licky Sticky Icky, for the gifted sub. Scorchius is here with Cheers and Bits saying, are you planning on trying the new game Bee Simulator? Probably not. I've never really played many simulator games or even been vaguely interested in them. So I'm probably not going to play Bee Simulator. Thank you for the Cheers and Bits, though. Another game I'm probably not going to play is that Cyberpunk. I was looking at the trailer and reading some reviews about it, and it didn't seem very appealing to me. I don't really like those sort of action story adventure type games. I like games that get your like brain thinking and working, like puzzle games and stuff like Redstone, obviously. So yeah, I've seen there's a lot of hype around that game, and it didn't feel particularly appealing to me. One game in that sort of vein I do like is GTA. So looking forward to a new GTA, but it might be a while before we see that, as they've kind of fixed to the, or sort of pivoted to like the one game and then focus it around like the online market. But yeah, you know, might be a few years. Hopefully there'll be another GTA. Caroline is here with Cheers and Bits saying more pressure. I'm sorry, Caroline. You know, sometimes it comes to me, sometimes it doesn't. I haven't had a lot of like fitness related stuff on my mind at the moment. I've been injured, haven't been able to work out as much. It's just not been as big of a thing for me right now, I guess. NJW says, I always say I hate soda and everyone gets mad at me. What are your thoughts on drinking soda? Don't drink it at all. I'll have, like, rarely I'll have like a root beer or a ginger beer. But they're like the low sugar ones as well. So the root beer that I had, I looked up how much sugar was in it. It's 11 grams. And that was like one of the lower ones. And a can of Diet Coke, or I think regular Coke even, has 45 grams of sugar in it. Utterly ridiculous. I'm not a fan of those sodas. They wreak havoc on your body. The unfortunate thing with having, with like a diet and what you eat and consume and rest and all these things is like, your experience is very adaptable. you're not going to be very good at, like, telling if you haven't had enough sleep, unfortunately, or, like, understanding the way your body's reacting to what you're eating. And so it's super common just to have, like, you know, Diet Cokes all the time as a snack, and all it does is just raise your insulin, and you know, your body has to go to work getting rid of all that sugar, and ugh, it's just awful. Coke tastes like metal, says Griff. It does have a sort of metallic ting to it, doesn't it? I'll give you that one. Man, so many questions in chat. This is awesome. I don't know which one to choose from. We got Anna Bombanana here gifting a sub to Anawannagami. Thank you, Anna, for the gifting of the sub. Appreciate it as always. Have I considered making a Dragon's Breath farm? Yeah, I've got all the reasons to now, right? We're just going to bang out one farm after another. I think the hardest one's going to be the turtle one. A balanced diet and getting exercise means you can indulge in unhealthy things as long as you keep it in moderation, says Anna Bombanana. Yeah, I agree with that statement, like, fully. However, what I would say is that some of the terms are relative, like balanced, moderation. Like, if you were to quantify that, someone might go, oh yeah, you know, Diet Coke every day is moderation. Just one. That's moderation. I'll be like, nope. You know, like, once a month would be moderation for me. Like, it's different for each person, right? So, you know, it's worth experimenting as well. It's worth, like, cutting out things and switching things around. Like, at the moment, my diet's pretty darn healthy. Like, routinely eating vegetables, salads, you know, cooking meals myself, fresh ingredients, not adding sugar to stuff. You know, the things that I consume that I myself have not cooked are often on the, you know, lower sugar, healthier side anyway. But, you know, in the past, like, it used to be like 0 takeaways and massive bowls of vegetables, and, like, I felt like I was allergic to anything that had sugar in it. You know, like, I was so conscious it was like, I'm not going to eat anything that looks remotely healthy. And then like, you know, getting deep into being healthier and fitter, like, you can kind of relent on some of that stuff. But yeah, like, I guess what I'm saying is I've done that extreme, right? Like, I've gone to that kind of, like, literally hardly ever eating anything I would consider remotely unhealthy, and yeah, these days I'm far more relaxed, but still, for the most part, pretty darn healthy. Warsaw Mellerman says, I became allergic to meat after going veggie. My stomach goes haywire for even tasting meat. Yeah, some people have adverse reactions to certain types of food, right? And you remember what I was saying a moment ago about how you can be a bad, like, judge of your own sort of situation, right? So, like, if you miss out on sleep, let's say you get less than 7 hours of sleep, right? And there's a lot of sleep machisio out there, you know, oh, 2 hours of sleep, I'm good to go, kind of thing. You know, like, you can be tested and show, like, physical and mental signs of, I don't know what the right word to use is, not degradation, but, you know, that you're not performing at your peak. And, you know, having less sleep makes you a bad predictor of how much sleep or, like, how energized you actually are. So it's like one of those things. The normal can be how your stomach feels. It's just normal. It may not even feel like pain or turmoil, but then you cut something out of your diet, like meat, and then you learn, oh, I have an adverse reaction to meat, and now you know, right? It's like that. Sleep deprivation, says Alpenglow. Yeah, you're essentially going through sleep deprivation. But the point is, the science is showing that we can measure that your mental performance and your physical performance is inhibited by a lack of sleep. But at the same time, the lack of sleep and that mental inhibition makes you think, I'm fine, I'm good to go, right? Because you can't tell that you're inhibited in that way. The Strigian says, what's your opinion on needing a daily morning coffee? I think you probably know. You probably know that coffee's a drug, right? Caffeine is a drug. Doesn't mean we automatically dismiss it. Just know that people can be addicted physically, mentally to these things. And my experience with caffeine is I definitely get an addiction-like feel. And right now, I've been having like 1 or 2 coffees a week for a while, and I'm going to keep it around there. But usually it's more like hardly ever will I actually have coffee, right? But every time I have one, man, I feel like, oh, there it is. There's that. The next few days, I'm going to want another cup. And I used to be a cup of coffee to get going in the morning person. And I just, it was like, I was always groggy when I woke up and craving it so much. And then I'd have it and then it slowly would kick in. And, like, none of that stuff really helped. Kicking it and being healthier in other ways, exercise, drinking lots of water, eating right, sleeping right. Those things, man, they make you get up and go in the morning, not coffee. Not coffee. Waffle says I go to bed around 2. Well, if you get your 8 hours of sleep, get up at 10. It's that's one thing. You do have the what do they call it? The circadian rhythm or whatever, like with sunlight. Sunlight's like a natural cue for your body to wake up. For me, in the summer, I always get up at 5 in the morning, and now in winter, I get up at like 7, half 7 sometimes. Sunlight like kicks me into gear. And one thing I like about getting up early is it feels like you get more done in a day. That's all we needed to do, wasn't it? Just pick up those 2 things. This farm's redonkulous. It's absolutely redonkulous. Okay, let's keep building this redonkulous farm. Okay, noises in the ear. We got Salty Hanneman here for 8 months. Maddie Ray here for 5. It's Clean FM with the Prime and a Bomb Banana gifting a sub to Hannah. Love. Good Black. Thank you so much for another gifted sub. Appreciate it. Circadian Rhythm. Yes, that's the one, Cookie Man. You got it. Hi, X. Do you keep a journal? I don't, although my streams might count as a journal with the amount of stuff we talk about. Yeah, I don't feel like a journal would be... I don't know. I actually think it's easy to say it wouldn't be beneficial to me. I think it's one of those things, if I tried it, I'd probably go, this is actually like pretty good. But I don't think that's going to encourage me to do it. Like, I know that there are benefits to doing it, and I guess it's another thing on my plate. Like, I juggle a lot of things, right? Making videos, writing about music, doing live streams, exercise, like cooking. There's quite a few things going on. It just feels like every day can be this like little rat race of things that I'm doing. And so I'm a bit hesitant to add more. You can't do everything that's good for you, says Gray's Wandir. Yeah. So I'm not putting journaling down. I think journaling's great. In fact, I did actually used to do it when I was younger. Unfortunately, I did it at a time in my life when now reading those journals back is pretty unpleasant. It's like, oh god, just reading them is like too much of a time machine. So I don't ever read them. I'm just like, nope. I'm gonna do like once in a blue moon, go fish them out and read them again. Same with the poetry, like it can all be a bit too much sometimes. Quanny Void is here for 4 months saying I recently got my girlfriend's sister, age of 11, off TikTok because I'm afraid of what it's doing to her. Because she's so young, I don't think the constant pressure, the content and pressure you will get from social media is healthy for an 11-year-old. Thoughts on SM? Yeah, my thoughts on social media is that it can be really quite damaging in a variety of different ways. I think the recent Netflix documentary... I feel like the name is almost there in my head. You know, the people in chat will come up with the name in a second. But that recent Netflix documentary, that was a real, like, nail on the head of all the things I've been learning about over the last, like, 5 to 6 years about social media. All kind of came together in one. Social Dilemma, that's the one right there. So, I recommend watching that. Yeah, I think we have to respect that, like, in life... Everything you interact with, i.e. this stream right now, influences who you are, okay? Okay? I'm influencing who you are. Oh. You see, you might be like, no, you're not, X. You're not influencing me. That's an influence. I just did. You see, now I made you think I'm not influencing you. Now you're being influenced. So just the fact that, like, literally everything you interact with, right? You go outside. It's a beautiful day. You know, maybe you go for a walk in the woods or near some hills, and it's all scenic and beautiful. Like, that is influencing you. That is shaping your emotions, your feelings, your reactions to them. If you're like, I ain't reacting to no trees. Trees ain't making me emotional. It's like, well, that's still a thing. Still a thing. And that's just life. It's a constant river of, like, everything that's going on around you shaping who you are. Right? So social media has to shape who we are in some way or another. And I think if we analyse what takes place on social media, it becomes quickly quite obvious to see that, yes, there is social pressure and these kind of influences that could be negative, right? But the real problem is that our social media is built around engagement. Like, the platforms that have social media are competing on the currency of your engagement. So they need to facilitate a reaction from you that keeps you engaged. And those reactions tend to be negative. It's because of an inherent bias we have towards negativity. When you're hunter-gatherer human from, tens of thousands of years ago, you can't be spending all your time looking at the pretty hills and the trees and, appreciating the beauty of nature. You also got to be on the lookout for that, that bear that's going to jump out of the woods and kill you. So anything remotely negative, you've got this hardwired reaction to pay attention to. And in the social media environment where they're trying to get our attention, it's the negativity that seems to grab it the most. And this seems to manifest in a couple of ways. One of them being that people, get outraged online and tend to gawk and look at other people's thoughts, reactions that are opposed to theirs, because that then makes it negative. And the other one is like the negative psychological pressure of wanting likes and comparing yourself to other people. That's a really big one for me. Like, I think when you go online, whatever it is you're doing, social media, like, don't put yourself in situations of comparison between yourself and what you're looking at. Keep your reality, keep what you think about yourself contained and grounded in where you are right now, because it don't matter where you think you are on some social ladder. You can go online and find someone who's, air quotes, got it better than you. Your brain will find ways to put yourself down looking at other people, think you're not good enough. And I really think, like, it's easy to do that on social media. Especially like on Instagram, where people tend to show the best of their moments in life and always looking at their best. If you're looking at that when you're having a bad day, it just kind of wears you down psychologically. I just think it's healthier not to engage with that stuff at all. I mean, I'm speaking personally here, and keep it focused on, like, yourself, like who's actually in your life that you care about. What things do you enjoy doing? What do you like? Because once you go down that rabbit hole of what other people are doing and your brain kicks into that sort of social comparison mode, it's just a recipe for not feeling great about yourself. And so, to bring it back round to the original question, like, the younger you are, the less mature you are, the less experienced, the less lived. Kids tend to be really hardwired to their impulses, is one thing I've noticed. Like, a lot of kids struggle with self-control and being able to kind of like resist the moment, if you like. Some interesting scientific experiments they do is, like, they put a marshmallow in front of a kid in a room and say, you can eat this, but if you don't eat it, in half an hour we'll put a second marshmallow on the plate. And they struggle. Like, most kids will just eat the marshmallow. Very rarely do they wait for that second one. So I'm trying to remember what was bringing this back round to, like. Yeah, we were talking about kids and social media. So, you know, they're going to have a particularly hard time with that technology that is geared towards trying to capture their attention and trying to keep them on the platform because, you know, they're not as capable of sort of looking at the situation and going, what is doing this to me mentally? You know, it takes a lot of time even for adults like myself to learn how to like self-assess and be self-aware and self-evaluate, let alone children. They're really going to struggle with that. So, you know, I think you've done a great thing there, getting them off. It's a bit of a topic to say what we should and shouldn't do and allow kids to do, and if they should have the freedom to choose this stuff for themselves. But I really think it's extremely important to kind of understand how we're using technology to really like gamify ourselves and our attention, and it's, you know, going to shape who we are as generations in the future. And TikTok is, from what I understand, having never used the app, it's this kind of like, you know, hyper low attention span, but it gets going quick. You open up the thing and it doesn't even ask you if you want to watch something. It just feeds you TikToks, and they're all short, and it just goes from one to the next, and it's got this algorithm that susses out your attention span and then gears it and gives you more and more what you like. And that stuff can be really dangerous. Really dangerous. There was a study to see if adults can resist the same thing, and they all had to put up their phone for half an hour and fill out a questionnaire. If they didn't touch their phone, they would win some money. Most of the adults lost, says Draglon. Yeah, I would say that's different from the study we talked about a moment ago, because the psychology of the phone is that the phones are being designed in similar ways as well, right? Notifications and this sense of you need to look at it because things happen on your phone, right? Like they've kind of designed them to give you that dopamine rush, and that's more of an issue of addiction. The one I cited with the children is more sort of self-control. So if you asked adults to do that with marshmallows or food, I'm pretty sure most adults would kind of weigh up the whole, yeah, if I wait, I can have twice as much, right? I mean, unless you're hungry and you're like, do you know what, I'll have one and I don't care about getting a second one. But I think, you know, maybe it's money. Maybe it's like, hey, you're sitting in this room for 30 minutes, take the fiver, or in 30 minutes there's 10 quid for you. Most people just wait and take 10 quid, right? But I don't think it works the same way with kids, because kids don't really understand money. But you get my point probably. Hey X, what are your views on Reddit? Says RS Scoot. Reddit is social media as well. It is also, you know, a platform that's set up in a way to game your attention. You know, there's so much data out there. They've got all these metrics on what keeps people on the platform. They develop and build it to keep people on the platform. So it becomes more and more, you know, engaging and keeping you on there. But the thing with Reddit that I learned is that I've used Reddit for a long time. I've just been like a do they call it like a lurker when you don't have an account, you always just read and then move on. And I used Reddit for a long time, and I used to think Reddit as being like this really neutral place. And then it kind of hit me at one point or another, but like Reddit is heavily biased in a left direction. And I'm not saying that as someone who's criticizing left or whatever, just that it took me a while to figure that out, and now I see it constantly. Everything on that site is so like hard leaning left. Well, I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but once you learn to spot biases, like they're gonna jump out at you a bit. Boomer confirmed, says Green Tater. I ain't no boomer. Jeez. Calling me a boomer. Taft Magnum, thank you ever so much for the subscription. And Anna Bombanana gifted another sub to Anna Rose G. Thank you so much for that gifted sub. Appreciate it. What do you think about WhatsApp, says Mane. Isn't WhatsApp primarily a messaging tool, therefore it's kind of social media, but not? I use WhatsApp like every day. It's a good service, but you know, it's owned by Facebook. Mark says try/r conservative. Yeah, I should jump in and have a look at what's going on over there sometime. I mean, it's just the front page, right? The front page is always very left-leaning, and a lot of the content I would critique, not so much for what way it leans in, but for just how like unaware of its own bias it is sometimes. Like, people are just constantly like jumping on people's tweets to like reframe it as some sort of like worldview hypocrisy, and there's no like interacting with people who have a different view of them than you. There's no like back and forth conversation. It's just like this gawking contest of, you know, look, watch me slam dunk on this conservative who's tweeted this thing out, right? It's just unhealthy. It's just unhealthy. I think you've got to talk to people, interact, and it's so much more different. Apparently conservatives just conspiracies. Oh. Well, are you saying that because it's conservative and you disagree with it, or because it is actually conspiracies? It's really weird. When I was growing up, right, the sort of worldview I have was kind of like left-leaning and quite conspiratorial, I guess, reflectively. Like, it's hard to see it when you're in it, but I was you know, really drawn into quite a few conspiracy. Well, I say quite a few. 9/11, Inside Job, the moon landing. These were things that I was like naively brought into, and it didn't really go too much further than that. The Zeitgeist movies were kind of like not conspiratorial, but very much leaning in that sort of direction. And it was weird because it felt like the left was where all the conspiracy stuff was happening. Like Alex Jones, a name that some of you are probably gonna wince at. When I first like heard of this guy and started watching some of his documentaries, he seemed like an incredibly left-leaning person. And I don't know if it's just because I was young and naive, or it's because I had a worldview that was in that direction, and therefore you sort of consume things, attaching it to it, like confirmation bias, but not realizing, oh, perhaps what this person is saying is not quite what I think. I don't know. But it seemed like that, and then over time, it feels like it's flipped. It feels like now the right-leaning worldview is more linked with conspiratorial stuff. It's really strange. Isn't Alex Jones right-leaning or something? Says Salty Hallerman. I mean, he's a guy who says so much stuff. It's hard to really understand where he is on anything, but definitely right-leaning, I'd imagine. But it just feels so strange. It feels like all that conspiratorial, anti-establishment stuff was left when I was growing up, and now it feels like it's right. It's the other way around. We need more stone. We need lots of stone to finish this farm. Some random noob says, what? Jesus Christ, stay away from the political. This is cringe. Oh, I need to go get some more rockets. I mean, I always say it's about cringe. Cringe is like, it's on yourself. I ain't feeling no cringe talking about any of this. Like, I'm just, you know, waffling whatever comes into my head. I don't get what the big deal is. Anyway, I don't even know like how we got all the way over to this. Where did we start? Started talk. Someone asked me about Reddit, and then we went down a rabbit hole. That's what we did. What do you think can be done to battle fake news and misinformation, says Ribic20. That is a tough one, because there is a lot of distrust in establishment, so it's easy to think like, oh, just educate people, which is kind of like my go-to answer, but like, when people are distrustful of the establishment that's educating you, it can be really quite difficult. So it's really hard to say, because if you want to prop something up and be like, this is how we figure out truth and get people on the same page, when someone disagrees with what you're pushing up as truth, then all of a sudden it's like back to square one. So I don't know, it's a very tricky one, but for me, I try to promote listening to people, realizing that we're all human, you know, kind of learning our own shortcomings before looking at other people's shortcomings, and you know, to have a bit more compassion, really, because I feel like so much of the arguing I see online and people not getting along and political debates and all this kind of stuff always seems to be fueled by this initial position of being against someone else's view. And it looks to me like people are developing these like closed-in worldviews where they say the argument of the other person. I see it so often where someone is on one particular side talking about the other and making their arguments for them. And what do people do when they do that? They make the worst possible case of that argument, right? So it's like liberals say this, conservatives say that, and just okay, just going back to that message from the person who said that this is cringe. You have a problem with what I said about Alex Jones, but I kind of just said what you put in your comment. That he's on the right-leaning side of things. Look, if he's right or left or whatever, I was literally just talking about how I once perceived him as a young person. And I'm talking like 20 years ago, you know, not the Alex Jones who he is today, who has caused an incredible amount of grief for some people. I'm not trying to diminish that for a second. I've got a horrible feeling that fireball went through one of these portals. Great. I'm not trying to diminish that, like, and I'm not endorsing him either. I'm just stating a perception, right? Stating a perception. Don't worry, dude, you didn't say anything offensive, says the Thinky. The problem with offense is that it doesn't matter what you say. Like, offense is, like, internal. Like, offense isn't objective, it's subjective. So anyone can be offended by anything. I'm offended by that statement that I just said. I am deeply offended by myself. Oh dear. Oh dear, what am I going to do next? We got noises in the ear. The poker is here. Gifting subs to glebo12345. Mr. Energy, Project VHS, Floating Marshmallow. Puka, thank you so much for those gifted subs, dude. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for all you do for the channel. For those of you that do not know, the amazing thumbnails we have are thanks to the Puka. I send him these weird descriptions and odd sketches, and then they turn into thumbnails magically. It's great. And we also got Painbow subscribing. Thank you so much, Painbow. Appreciate it. There is no such thing as unbiased media now. Sadly, really hard to find other neutral-viewed people as well, says RideMe. The reality is that no media never was unbiased. Bias is inherent in, like, literally everything. I think maybe one thing you could sort of point at and say it's not biased is something like mathematics or science as a concept. Because you can do bad science, you can do pseudoscience, but conceptually the idea of science, when done right, you know, is a pursuit of truth. But anything that us humans touch, we touch with bias. So even if you yourself think like I probably, like you're probably like me, but based on your comment, like more of a middle of the road kind of person. Some people might call you a fence sitter on certain subjects. You tend to like to observe and try and understand viewpoints as opposed to shouting your own out or something like that. Like, even that is all fraught with bias. You can't escape bias as a human. Like, your brain is trying to assemble information for you to digest, and that is always just gonna have bias in it. I think putting that bias out there and being open about it and trying to openly engage with our own biases, for me, I feel like that could be powerful. That could be something good, that we can acknowledge these things exist and maybe help point out to each other where our biases get in the way or where they cloud our judgment or whatever, right? How many layers are there? That's a great question. A lot. That's my answer. A lot. There's a lot of layers. Build the next layer in second person, aka face cam. I think it would be funny, but a pain for you. I think I would fail so quickly and then have to start like, oh, look, the first block I placed was wrong. No, I don't think I'm going to do it that way. I mean, I might be able to do it like this way, because I can just about see. Oh, this feels wrong. Not going to do it that way either. Recognizing your own bias is a skill people can learn, though, says Skull Faction. Yeah, it is. Well, we could call it a skill if you like. And I think the more people that are able to do that and be honest about their biases might help you, like, might help us communicate better with one another and stop bickering and fighting, as there is so much of on the internet, right? Tafton Magnum asked asked a question there, which I won't get to reread because it went off the screen. But like your answer, your question turned into the answer that I would have given, essentially. Just so you know. We got a noise in the ear from some random noob who has subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate your comments as well. You know, interacting, even if. Maybe I didn't quite understand what you were trying to say, but I appreciate it, of course. Alsev99 here with the 9 months. Twitch baby already. Time flies. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Do you think the world will come back to normal next year, says Warsaw Mellow Man? No, I don't. And I think normality is more like a river, a flow, and rivers change over time. So slowly, do whatever the norms are in society tend to change. All you got to do is indulge in a little history and look back over the decades, and you'll see change everywhere. But you know, moving forward, the normal that we had will be different in the future. And I think to answer probably what you're really asking, I've listened to some so-called experts. Virologists and whatnot give some opinions on this kind of stuff, right? And it sounds like, you know, we're probably looking at like a few years where we kind of transition as the vaccines kind of get widespread, and then there's going to be like, people are going to probably be, for the most part, relatively fearful of returning to doing stuff like gigs and music, and then at some point there might just be like a turning point where then all of a sudden, you know, people get really comfortable with it, and then we have a period of like, you know, kind of going wild with it, right? Which, you know, it could play out in any way, but that sounds kind of likely. Plus, the theory is sort of based a bit on things like the Great Depression and then the Roaring '20s, as they call it. I don't know if I got those the right way around, but you know, like, depressions then lead to a lot of cultural blossoming sometimes. So like, as people get back to like this idea of, okay, things can be air quotes normal again, there'll be so many people wanting to do stuff that will have like a big explosion of culture, probably. You know, like 2025 might just be one of the best years for movies and music or whatever, right? Like, when people are so inspired to get back into it again, we'll have like possibly have some great things being created. I don't know though, it could just all be nonsense and it could play out entirely differently. What is that sound, says Tiger Man. I can hear it too. It's making me wonder, is it the game or is it part of the music? The depression was after, says Adam Plays. Ah. Well, if I remember it correctly, right, so the end of the Great War brings about an economic depression, at least in Germany, so that's not the Great Depression. And, you know, like, people's, like, life savings just disappeared, and, you know, like, there's stories of people wheeling around what's the currency called? Is it the Reist something? I can't remember the name of the currency, but they would wheel it around in barrels, right? Wheelbarrows full of notes, and it was so bad that people would just throw away the notes and trade the wheelbarrow for food or something like that. Reichsmark, there we go. There we go, that was the word I had in my head. So yeah, the Reichsmark became, like, you know, so worthless that the wheelbarrow you would cart the money around in, you would trade for food instead. Like, these are the stories I've been told about it anyway. But then, when things start to come back to air quotes normal, that's when you have the Roaring '20s and an explosion of, like, culture in Germany. As a kind of response to that. Hyperinflation, yes, that's another word for it, isn't it? Hyperinflation. Patrick King, 45, thank you for the Prime. Nazataser here with the Prime as well. Okay, yeah, shoot this way. What do I want? I want F3. Okay, that's enough. And then I want to... Oh, I hope I did that right. I don't know if that was a full turn or not. Oh god, I should have looked at the... Hang on, I know... Oh. We've done this before. I've done this before. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, sweet, sweet. Okay. Yeah, I looked at the numbers, and then when I turned around, the numbers confused me. What I should have looked at is direction, and then lined it up after. But anyway. NRG says, do you like Tommy Innett's content? You know, I've had 2 people asking me that constantly. I don't know... Well, I remember the name, but I don't know who Tommy Innett is. You know? You'll find the kind of content that I consume is not people streaming and playing games. It is edutainment. I love learning about history, about science, what's going on in the world. Like, there's loads of quirky channels that I follow. Like, City Beautiful is a quirky little channel that I follow. This guy's a city planner, and he just tells you really interesting stuff about what goes into the designing of cities. And oh, I love lurfing. I love lurfing. I love lurfing. Lurfing's so good. Oh, do you lot like to lurf as well? You know, let's light the lightning and lurf. Jeez. Yeah, I like learning about, you know, stuff that happens. It interests me, okay? I am intrigued. Woo! This is the mega farm. And there's still more to be built. Ah! Okay, I landed. Let's get a little bridge going over here. Nice. And where were we before we were rudely interrupted? We were over here. The Lurfs, says Going Diagonal. The Lurfs, all of them. Spidey Wren, does whatever a Spidey Wren does. Do you know what Spidey Wrens do? They resubscribe for 42 months. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We've got George Philos here as well for 15 months, saying Poogas. Oh, someone please tell me what Poogas is. Like, people do it in chat every now and then, and I'm just like, what is this Poogas? Oh, you said Poggies, not Poogas. Sorry. Well, what are Poggies then? Jeez, what's Pog? I mean, I'm so old. Pog is a bunch of little circle... I don't even know what you call them. Pogs, right? Little circle pogs that you throw your pog slammer at. Yeah, that makes sense to no one here. That is literally what I thought a pog was. Player of the game. Ah, right. So is poggers multiple then? Players of the game. Oh my god, please tell me he's trolling, says Alpenglarp. No, I'm not trolling. Like I said, I'm not into like Twitch culture and streaming culture. I don't understand all these things. I just turn up here and stream, right? Like, I do my thing. But, you know, my space for entertainment is, like I said, edutainment. I like watching people explain how city designers make the choices they make, right? That's the kind of stuff I like, you know? And there ain't no Poogas over there, apparently. Or maybe the city planners, right? Those people sitting in your city hall. Maybe they're the real Poogas out there, jeez. They're playing the real game. They're putting down the houses. You know? You can't even play Minecraft without a house. Didn't think of that, did you? Oh, you're outdoors on your laptop. Shut up. Smart ass, jeez. Alright, you need a house to play Minecraft in. Right, you need an internet connection. Who decided you could have that? The people at City Hall. They're the real pogs. You got it? You got it? Okay? Don't call me a boomer. They're the real pogs. Right, we got U2s21 here for 5 months. Just finished watching the vid. Awesome. Awesome. Hope you enjoyed it. Go to a library. Yeah, I won't find the definition in there, will I? That's some good water right there. I was content to let it be a mystery, says Caricia. Yeah. A lot of stuff, like, I tend to look at and go, I don't know what that is, and then I don't care to ask, but today I've asked. The other one is Kappa. People always type Kappa, and I'm just like, what? Kappa is just like some weird sports brand with those back-to-back kids going all the way down your arm. See? Another thing on the internet that sounds really weird when I talk about it, right? Like, that is literally what Kappa is to me. It's a bunch of kids sitting back to back, going down the sleeve of your arm. And some of you are just like, what? And Pog is a bunch of circle cardboard discs that you throw your Pog Slammer at. And now you're like, what are you on about? You know? You know? I know what Pog Slammers are, says Labdron. Someone's a boomer. That is not boomer generation though. Although everyone just gets called a boomer now, it seems. If you've got hair on your face, you're a boomer. That's basically the rules these days, isn't it? You got hair on your face, you're a boomer. I'm not talking about hair on your head. Jeez. Patrick says I still have my Pog collection somewhere. Yeah, me too. It's I believe it's at my parents' house. And every now and then I see it and I like look at it and like, you know, maybe look at the different designs and then I just go, and just can't be bothered with it. It's just like the most uninteresting game ever, I think. Boomer is a mindset. It's a lifestyle. Oh dear. Welltail42 is here for 3 months, saying you have inspired many of my builds today. Thanks. Or lately even. Awesome, dude. That's cool. Appreciate the resubscription. People got mad that I only drink water because they think I do it to be one of those humble brag people. But I just have a phobia of food dye soaking into my organs. I've never thought of that. Yeah, ride me, man. I don't know. I drink water too all the time, so join the club. Like, although I don't know anyone who thinks I'm like pretentious in any way for drinking water. It's just what I drink. It's funny though because people are like, if you're like, oh, someone offers you a drink, you're like, I'll have water. They're like, oh no, we got, you know, we've got Coke, we've got, you know, beer, whatever. Like, no, I literally just want to drink a water. It's my favourite drink. In fact, I should drink some more because it's so good. And it only comes in one flavour. That's the best thing about it. That's some dedication. Some dedication right there. Okay, people saying it comes in multiple flavours. I was making a joke. Don't think about it too much. Different minerals. You and your minerals. Oh, that guy went through. Is sparkling water a flavour? I know you can infuse it with flavours. I was just making a joke, like water is water. It does taste different based on the source, you know, like fresh mountain water is probably quite different from seawater, I'd imagine. You know, not a fan of all that salt. Hydro homie, says Ant. That's great. Hydro homie, I love it. I'm a hydro homie. Bam! In we go. Excuse me, burping now because all that water's going through. I got a bottle of water here, mate, says official Jaden. I can read that language. I know how to say that message, jeez. Are you building a PS5? Yeah, I'm literally building a PS5 in Minecraft. This is the cooler unit, right? We haven't even put any redstone in yet. Cooling system powered by ghasts. That's what we're building today. Right, and you might be thinking, oh X, well done, you finished the farm. No! I haven't finished the farm, there's more! There's more, Nembom, what have you done to me? What have you done to me? I don't even know how much materials we need for the next part of this, but I've taken more stone and obsidian, although it seems to be relatively well calculated. I guess we'll drop those back off. Right, and then yeah, we're going to leave this over here and we'll go get some more supplies. And we got noises in the eardrum. It's Bossy a Glint 08 here for 4 months, and we got a donation here from Intimidating Raccoon saying, Hex, I've been sick for almost 2 months now, but all you hermits have helped me so much with staying positive and having a good time. Nonetheless, thank you. Thank you so much for the donation, dude. Sorry to hear that you've been under the weather. I hope you get better as soon as possible, and I'm glad we've been of help in some way. It's always good to know. Your work is never over, says Joint Master. I mean, that's true. That's true of anything, right? You know, entropy and all that. Your work will never be over. X, what's the next part? The next part involves lots and lots of glass. Let's go drop this off for sorting at another time. I need something from over here. Oh, we'll take that. And we'll take those. And then we'll... I'm not sure what I got cooking over here. And we got some peeps wishing you well in chat as well, Intimidating Raccoon. That's really nice to see. Another JT is here for 41 months. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I think I moved all the glass somewhere, right? X, I have always wondered how you get out when you fall on the honey blocks. Oh, I just break the blocks. It happens. It happens. What did we come over here for? Glass. Got a feeling I had so much I was just like, chuck it in the shulker box. No! I had loads of it. What have I done recently? Oh, I know where it all is. It probably went into the mushroom tower project, right? So I guess I need to get some sand together. We got noises here. Cheers and bits from Jay Langle. Thank you so much for the cheers and bits, dude. Appreciate it. No message with that one, but thank you ever so much for the biddies. There is so much sand over here. It's a thing of beauty. In fact, why not take a shulker box as well? And I was going to use all of this sand for something. I think it was for concrete making. That's what crossed my mind. I was like, oh yeah, we have a concrete shop, and I'll stock it up big time at some point. I mean, we got redonkulous amounts of sand and gravel. Okay, and then we're going to put all of that in. Sweet. And then we're going to head back over to the Nether dimension. Okay. Need a crafting bench as well when we get there. Pickles says, hey X, what are bits for? Cheers and bits are like basically currency for donating here on Twitch. Laj Awai says, did you ever think about this? Our lives are dedicated to dying. We get born to die. The only thing we surely know is we're going to die. Yeah, I think about that often. I think about death all the time, actually. Like, not in a morbid way, but more in like a count your blessings kind of way, right? It's too easy to, like, think about death in such a negative way. I mean, like, life is a gift. It's a big mystery. You know, we're conscious, we're here. Where does it come from? Where does it go? But like, hey, enjoy it. Don't let the idea that it's going to end put you down. It's the one inevitability, but the living bit is the thing to think about. Let's go do that, and then we'll make some more. Oh, did we actually dye up all of it? Well, that's okay then. Uh-huh. And then we go up, 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 up. I think I should double check this with what Nembom sent me first. So, what I want to do is go into this world. Right, I'm going to use some absolute brain smarts here. Y'all ready for some brain smarts? This is probably going to backfire in some way. I'm going to put that into memory. I'm going to take this one and go over here. Uh-oh. No, I'm an idiot. I've immediately confused myself. Oh, that's what I needed to do next. I'm already at this spot. There we go. There we go. Interesting that that is stuck there. I think that's my thumbnail. Okay, got me my thumbnail. This is what we've got to build next. Now, Nembom did say I didn't need to build it as big as this. He said build it out by 5 blocks, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 that direction. Here from that platform, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, it is actually from the platform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm essentially building this, but one smaller in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he said do it by 5, not 6. Okay, now in. Oh, I'm so lucky because I now have. This is supposed to. I'm such a wally. That command is supposed to be on my clipboard right now, and I took a thumbnail, and that is now on my clipboard. But luckily, because I was an idiot and I entered it here, I can go back there. Okay, derp somehow avoided. Okay, there was a derp, and luckily I avoided it at the same time. You know, pure luck. Okay, right. My thumbnail has been posted. And now let's go back onto Hermitcraft. Yes, I'm a wally. Derp smarts. I love it. Lucaro, it was some total derp smarts, you know. Total derp smarts. Okay. Yeah. What we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I believe that the portal here is part of the spawning area, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Then let's go and build out this corner a little bit. By the way, this is supposed to encourage pack spawning, so somehow transparent blocks at a particular height encourage pack spawning. Put PS5 on the side of the farm. I might do that. I might do that. That's a great idea. Just call it the PlayStation 5. Oh. Oh. I have missed out some platform space. Interesting. Interesting. So that's not the edge of the platform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just went and dropped off all the stone as well. Don't call it a derp. Also, no, I thought for a second there it might have had some misalignment. Don't call it a derp. Okay, now we go over to... Oh! Oh, I think I might just go get that stone right now, actually. Oh, that gave me a heart attack. I got a little bit. We'll see how much that can do, right? It might be a bit of a pain to build it as well. It probably makes more sense to build it going downwards than up. But yeah, let's finish doing the glass, then we'll do some more stone. What is the carpet for? The carpet down the bottom there is to outline the biome. What I think I might do is just like randomize it so it goes all the way around the farm and then bring in the carpet to it so it's got like a bit of a base about it. Have you ever seen a marmot? I don't know. I'm now thinking, what is a marmot? Okay, anyway, distractions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I believe we go in this direction. Chaos Gamer. Yeah, that is correct. This is the side where we're going to have the stone. It's the correct side. I just forgot to build it on the way up. What is the glass for? Increasing pack spawns. Don't know why, but transparent blocks do that apparently. What's the enchanting data pack? Says Science Boy. No idea. Not heard of that before. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we go all the way over there. They're very few cute things, Marmots. I once recorded one while in Colorado, and later it turned out they were mating. So now I just have a video of that. This is Cosmic Mender. Excellent. I wish for the dirt button to be pressed for Christmas. What's that got to do with Christmas? Why not use glass panes? That's a great question. I don't know if they have the same effect. If they did, they would be cheaper, right? You see, Nembomb's built this in creative mode, right? Now, of all the people to point out something they didn't think of, this is kind of hilarious. But you know, Nembomb's built this farm and figured out all these incredible mechanics, right? And when you're building it, you don't do stuff like, this block here isn't necessary. We will save obsidian by placing it with stone or something like that. So I'm guessing he just put in glass, and yeah, it might actually be cheaper to use glass panes. I don't know, but it amuses me greatly that that could be true. And that Nembomb didn't think of it. At that point in the farm design, you're not really thinking, how am I saving resources? You're already committed. Two people in a row just saying glass panes are the worst to place. Yeah. Yeah, we should be able to calculate how many more stacks we need. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it looks like maybe 7 or 8. Oh, now that I drop down, it feels more like 10 or 9. But we'll go get like 12, 13, you know, rather than risk it like a biscuit. We'll pick up some more glass, although it wouldn't have smelted because that area isn't loaded right now. Nembomb derp, says Bomb Bomb. No, it's not a derp, is it? It's just a joke that, you know, it might have actually been cheaper to use glass panes than glass, but like I said, you know. Hedge says it has to be glass blocks because they're a full block, yeah, or something like that. That could be true. Why did we come back here? Stone. So if we use up all of that, this was a pretty good estimate then in terms of the stone needed. Actually, to be fair, right, the farm in total has 20,000 spawning spaces, so I took enough for that and a few extra in case I made some mistakes, which is always possible. It is always possible. Right, just had to write something down a bit later. You should be able to use leaf blocks instead of glass, as another JT. Yeah, I think leaf blocks was what Nembomb first used to use when doing that trick, and then I think glass blocks were also doable. So you know, then it looks better, basically. So then you can use that, essentially. Okay. Somewhere around here. Aha. Oh, no, wait. We're working our way from the top down. That's going to make it a little bit tricky to land. Or maybe not. Actually, it's probably not so bad because I can just go in there. Sweet. All right. Yeah, Alpenglow says leaf blocks look brown and ugly in the Nether. But they were the original ones that he used when discovering that stuff. Logical Geek Boy uses normal blocks with carpets on top. I don't know if that works or not. I got a feeling they have to be transparent, like some sort of way to trick them into using pack spawning. I think the idea is that the algorithm kind of uses that space to figure out where the ghast spawn, but it doesn't actually spawn them there. So the odds sort of technically kind of like go up in your favor. They're just transparent to prevent normal spawning. Do you know what? I can't answer all these questions about it. I just know that it's a thing and that we're adding it to this farm. I also don't know on how many levels, but I believe everything below it then has pack spawning kind of added. This song gives me some good vibes, says Bo Happy Dancing. This song is from a game that I played last Christmas. And it looks like Christmas for us is going to be somewhat relatively normal because our usual gang is going to be getting together. So I'm looking forward to Christmas. I think we all are, and we all need it. You need Christmas this year. I mean, you need it every year, but like, you know what I mean. Oh yeah, you're getting a PS5, says you're right, Lemon. Unripe Lemon. What do you think I've been building? You know, these past few streams. Jeez. What do you think I've been building here in the Nether? Blatantly a PlayStation 5. Can I ask what pack spawning is? Says Champy Man. Champy Man! Oh! Asking what pack spawning is. That is rude. Jeez. Pack spawning is where mobs spawn in a group together, right? So they can spawn individually or in groups. You'll notice it every now and then when you're playing Minecraft. You're running around at night in the desert and there's like, you know, 4 husks together or something. That's from pack spawning. I mean, sometimes they're separate husks that have wandered together, but when you kind of see them and they look like they're fresh and they're in a little group, that's probably pack spawning. Get in a boat, look down, hold right click, and occasionally pressing shifts is going diagonal. What does that do? Doesn't shift get you out of the boat? So with Season 8, Xisuma, do you plan on having a shopping district theme that all hermits stay within? I think it would make shopping district look like a Victorian town centre would be the best for next season. Sammy Marie, spilling the beans, talking about Season 8. Oh no, now everyone knows there's going to be a Season 8. This reminds me of Season 6, when someone asked about Season 7. Oh, that was the worst. Then everyone knew the Season 7 was going to come right. Don't talk about Season 9. Oh, jeez. 2023 spoilers. We haven't even got there yet. Oh, that is just rude. That is just rude. Well, doing these blocks on the outside is certainly quicker. What we got? One more layer and I think it's there. No, stop talking about Season 10. No. Can't wait for Season X. Yeah, that's my season right there. Just call it Season Xisuma. If Hermitcraft goes for that long, and you know we have the little logo at the intro, like I'll just get one made that it's just Season Xisuma just for a joke. I'll throw it in there. I'll throw it in an intro. It'll be worth it. So yeah, way more than we needed. It was like actually 6 or 7 stacks. Cool. I didn't pick up any more glass, did I? What a derp. Totally forgetting about that glass. Let's start filling it in. I'm gonna do these bits over here, I think, first. Don't know what the most effective ones to do first are, but I feel like it'll look like I've done more if I do these ones. I think it'd be neat if a shopping district was built like a shopping centre, says Evil Angel. I think like it'd be nice to do something that wasn't shopping, because it's kind of become like the thing to do. And it'll sort of like each season it'll be grabbing your thing you're going to sell and then trying to make diamonds again, right? Like I think it'd be cool to try and rethink that and maybe come up with a more interesting way of doing stuff. We got a noise in the ear. It's Gels Berry here for 38 months, and we got cheers and bits from the Strichdy. Saying, love your stream. Called it early by chance. Would you wake up earlier if you streamed every morning for sure? Oh, would wake up earlier. Ah, right. Well, it's evening for me at the moment, so time zones are a thing. But I stream at this time on Saturdays and Mondays. But dude, if you get up early in the morning, there's other things that you won't miss out on if they happen early. So, like, I'm an early morning person. You know, get up and get going. But thank you for the cheers and bits. Yeah. So at the moment, this is my regular streaming time for Fridays and Mondays. Peeps, be sure to hit the follow button over here on Twitch. Especially if you want to get notified of when it's a Friday and Monday and I'm streaming. You know. Mass community storage system. Yeah, I'd like to do some more like mass projects where everyone like has a kind of part to play in it. I think that could be good. That could be fun. Doesn't it outside need a line of stone on the other side? No, I don't believe so. Well, we may not need as much glass as I put in that smelter. I kind of threw in a heck of a lot, didn't I? I didn't really think about how much glass we needed, and already... Okay, we have run out, but we've you know, done the easy sides, at least. Right, we got almost 3,000 peeps tuning in and watching. Thank you everyone for coming by. I think I literally said it a moment ago about hitting that follow button. If you ain't done so, be sure to give it a whack. And right now I'll throw up an ad on the screen. I have 4 channels over on YouTube. If you haven't checked out my Xisuma Says second channel or the music channel, any of those things sound interesting to you, go check them out, subscribe, help us grow. And yeah, that's me doing my routine plug, right? Also, if you want to get a recap of everything I'm doing over all my channels, you can go to my website, assumavoid.com. There is a mailing list feature there now, and you can sign up for it and get not notifications. You get a weekly recap of what I've been up to over email. If that's something you want, it's there. What are the eggs for, says JL? They're for the gas farm. The eggs are going to help make the gas farm even better, believe it or not. Well, here we go. 3 stacks. I'm going to go borrow some from over here. We got Ryx and XXX here for 4 months. Saying hi. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the subscription. And here's the glass. I knew I had loads of it somewhere, right? Jim Beezy is here with cheers and bits saying, let's go back to Season 3. I miss Amplified Worlds. I would love to do Amplified again. We almost did Amplified for this season, but decided not to in the end. One thing we discovered, though, is that Amplified does not look as good as it used to. It's not that big a deal, but, like, Amplified look a lot more refined. And then they took it out of the game, and when they put it back in, it doesn't generate identically to how it did before. It generates a bit rougher overall. Ethos 3 glass will come in handy right now. Well, I got my own glass, so we're kind of good with that, right? Which of your recent farms are you most proud of? I don't know really, because probably the one I haven't built yet, because I've designed that from scratch. What else? The Phantom Farm was pretty good, although, you know, the concept had already been done by other people. I just kind of built it from memory. And that worked out pretty straightforward, so that was good, but that was kind of an easy thing. The mushroom thing was basically Impulse's, or the one that Impulse used, and then I just sort of rebuilt it. So it's probably slightly different, but not really my own. Don't. No! Oh! Jeez! I could have stayed on there. So, you know, the fish farm, that was, you know, the concept is pretty straightforward. That was fun. I've actually thought of a way to make that farm way better. And I'm going to show it off in, not the next episode of Hermitcraft, probably the one after that. Because in the next episode of Hermitcraft, we're going to be finishing up this farm right here. There's quite a bit more work to be done before it's finished. And I've done the bulk of the grind work now that all of this is put together. A tool that quickly breaks glass would be great. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Although I don't think they should add a purpose tool. I think they should add it to something like shears or whatever. Which doesn't make any sense, but I think like the amount of tools that you have and weapons in this game, like variety's good, but like you don't want your functionality spread out too much because then you've got to carry around lots of tools with you all the time. So I think there's like a downside to that. This was not as much glass as I thought, right? Like, only going to need a little bit more to finish this off, and we've got enough here to do that. Glowstone as well? Yeah, glowstone has the... No. Glowstone doesn't. The hoe, the netherite hoe, the diamond hoe, can do the shroom lamp, right? But not the glowstone, I think? I can't remember if they changed it. X, why do you hate ghasts? Says Hagmanon. I don't recall saying I hate ghasts. If I did, it's probably a joke. Iscout asked developers if a non-silk touch tool could insta-break glass. Dead said it's a good idea, but hard to implement right now. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, hard to implement? Probably not. It's like a few lines of code. It's probably design-wise hard to implement, I'm guessing. Like, thinking about what tool it suits most. But you used to be able to do it with just regular glass. But it kind of doesn't make sense for the pick to do that. I get that. But one of the cool things about this game is that not a lot of it made immediate sense. Really, like... A lot of things about this game were really quirky originally, and now as time stretches on, like the realism, air quotes realism, kind of like has been a little bit more of a priority, it feels like. Well, there you go. Now it's done. Well, it's not done. There's still way more to do. Whoa! I saw a glast. I saw a glast. Right, I guess this thing comes back with me. Actually, I'm going to leave it here. Do I need anything? No, not really. I'll bring that back with me. Okay. I thought we were going to use a lot of glass. I brought a whole bone block, like, stack for dye, and barely used all of it. Or any of it. Okay. Now that we've done that, why I've got this feeling in my head like, am I going to fly back and do something? What was I thinking? Put the glass away, glass built. No, I don't think we're going to fly back and do anything. Okay. So we'll drop these off, I think, right? Oh, I'm still flying, am I? It does that sometimes. Put the stone over here. Jack says, how's life treating me? Been any ups and downs, if you don't mind me asking? I don't mind. Been a while since a bit of a downturn, but I just find, like, with everything the way it is, just it seems like periodically, you know, once or twice a month, something just like hits me and it's like, oh god, pandemics, lockdown, and then I like find my way back after a day or two, right? Oh, looks like I used a lot of rockets. Man, I just chew through these things, right? We've got Jellsberry here at Chisel Bits saying, you know, astronomers got tired after watching the moon go around the Earth for 24 hours straight. So they ended up deciding to just call it a day. Joke of the month for dear old X. Happy birthday. It's my birthday today, apparently. Jellsberry, thank you so much. It's the 23rd of the 11th. It's the 23rd of the 9th. No, 25th of the 9th is my YouTube birthday, or Minecraft YouTube birthday. Thank you so much for the cheers and bits, dude. Appreciate it. Or maybe this is like my Twitch birthday. I don't know. My Twitch channel has its own date, right? Maybe today is my Twitch birthday. I'm not sure. Happy birthday to me. No, let's not sing that. Happy birthday to the bee. Oh, That's not even funny. Okay, right. Down here, I've been doing some building. We got to continue with the building. And it's going to be messy and tricky because it's super slow to do all of this, but we're just going to get stuck in. And y'all are going to have to put up with me doing redstone. The stone that is red. Actually, probably placed all of those. Not sure about these. Some of them, some of those. I'll take some of that. Definitely need them. Probably need more of those and these things. Yeah, that'll do me. And there'll probably be more stuff in here that I need as well. Right, let's have a noodle on what's going on here. So, haven't built that circuit. Yeah, we'll do that one next. Gonna need some minecarts for that. I think 9 in total? No, 6. I need 6 minecarts. Oh, look at these supplies. They're so messy. We got Bacob 30 here subscribing, and Miranda Miller here, which is a bit saying, hey, X, have you ever built an automatic pumpkin farm? I find them a lot of fun. Not an automatic for the pumpkin pie. Like, what do? You put the chicken, the reed, and the pumpkin farm all together. I've not done it like that before, but that is a cool project. I think Cubfan did that last season, didn't he? Was I paying attention? One of these had loads of minecarts in, I'm sure of it. Thanks so much for those cheers and biddies. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Right, where's my crafting bench? Apparently I've got one left. How many did I need? 6. I'm pretty sure I needed 6. Actually, I'm going to need tons. What am I on about? Like, not just... For this bit, I might need 6. I'm going to need a stupid amount for the rest of it. We got Toguro Joe here for 25 months. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. And we got Hubba Woe AJP here with the Prime. Thank you, dude. I'm struggling to do a basic jump. Yes, it is free. That goes into here. And we've got to do this twice over now. It goes in that spot, and then it goes over here. And peeps. Peeps! I'm busting for the loo. Don't go anywhere. While I'm on the toilet, go check out a channel. I'll be right back. Guess what? I'm still on the toilet. This is a pre-recording. This is a timed message. I'll be back sometime soon, peeps. Don't go anywhere. I'm messing with you. I just realised that would have been amazing if I had actually recorded that using my Go XLR and then replayed it. We'll troll future people in the stream. We'll catch someone out. They won't know. If I remember how to use this thing. Hey peeps, I'm not actually back. This is a pre-recording. Right, now I don't know if I hear this. Hey peeps, I'm not actually back. I hear it. This is a pre-recording. Do you hear it? Hey peeps, I'm not actually back. This is a pre-recording. Can you hear it? Let me know in chat. I'll do it one more time. Hey peeps, I'm not actually back. Hey peeps, hey peeps, hey peeps, hey peeps, I'm not actually back. Wow, I'm making a pre-recording. You know? Wonder if I can beatbox with this thing, like. Ah, okay, right. It's like, we need a... No, what's that? That's not a hi-hat. Oh, do you know, I'm not gonna record samples to beatbox. Or maybe I should. I don't... Oh, okay. Okay. now I feel weird about making snare noises and whatnot with my mouth. That's a bit of a kick. I don't know. Oh, this is going to be the worst thing ever. Okay, that never happened. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. Oh my word, what was that? Ellie, take note. I got the new fresh sound. The world won't know what's hit it. We'll call it Dirt Pop. Right. Focus. Back to some form of normality right now. As we build out the redstone over here. Pretty sure there was that on the side of that, and then a repeater. Actually, the repeater might have been. Good. There we go. The repeater is there. It is on the 4th setting, so I've remembered that one. Oh, fell down here. This is my life when I'm working on this project, just jumping around like a loon. Okay, and what way round are the comparators? This way round. I believe it's like that at the end. Yep. Yep, it is. We got a noise in the ear from Deep Sea 888. Thank you ever so much for your prime, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it ever so much. So what does the stuff at the bottom do? Shulker sorting, says the Stridge Die. If you watched my latest episode, there is a explanation of the entire thing that I'm building right now on that episode. Like, that is what that episode is about. I heard a mob. Heard a mob take damage. It appears that it is on the side that matches with that, which is over here, and the observer faces this way, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Now that one has a totally different timing system, so we're not going to be building it for that one. Cool. I guess I should probably put that little bit of redstone right there so that that makes sense. Do it on the other one as well. This is one of the annoying things though, is that you tend to walk around a lot just to do one little bit and then go check it or whatever. I think what we'll do is put some more iron into this setup. But actually no, let's do the green bit first. You should test your redstone. I do, Plaputo. Testing it is a big part of this whole setup. Okay, so we've got the redstone goes there, and then the repeater faces that direction, and then the repeater that one is 4 ticks, and then it's all the way down there and torches. Now I've got to play a game of parkour. So redstone here, repeater there, repeater here, 4 ticks, right? And then all the way down here. And then torches. This will actually be the same on the very far one as well, so we can implement that a little bit. I think what you're making is really cool, says Ring Stark Mac. I think it's cool too, it's an awesome fun project. And we're out of redstone. Well, what would you know? What would you know? Of all the things to run out of, I'd never thought redstone would be one of them. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this one over here can get the same treatment. Oh, I missed it. Because this part of the wiring is the same, but that part there isn't. And I can't go into the world. Oh, did I miss the comparator on the other ones? I can't go into the world. It locks up. It's really annoying. But it locks up. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I need to get the design out of there. Or I could potentially watch back the streams and the videos that we have done on this project to figure that one out. Redstone is no sugar? No, red, yeah, no sugar? Red no sugar, what? Okay. So we've got to put a load of those things in next. Which means probably a good idea to chop all the redstone back into here temporarily. Chuck those down on the ground. And then just, you know, go ham with the old iron. There it is. Someone's having a bad time up there. They're burning. They're jangling and burning. What is the name of the song, says Master Pizza? It should be written on the screen for you. Hey, X, try backing up the world and loading it into 1.16.3. Might fix it from locking up. That's a great suggestion. I'd not thought of doing something like that. I will have to give that a try. Do you have a texture pack on that makes building redstone easier? No, I don't actually. That's one of the ones I don't use, that clear redstone with all the numbers and stuff. I don't know, it feels like it breaks the vanilla feel a little too much for me. Like, I like my resource pack to keep it feeling vanilla. In my subjective, you know, view of what that is, I guess. Whoa. Rendog was slain by a zombie? R.I.P. Mr. D-O-double-G? D-A-W-G. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's go make mine. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying let's make minecarts. Good question. Might be easier just to spam them in like that and then take one out, because it's just, oh, all that. It's just quicker, right? Hey, I'm looking in chat for a question to talk about something, and then I just remembered, right? Like, I like to talk about playing guitar and music and stuff, right? Last night, I busted out the old Drop D guitar, and man, did I have a good time with it, right? Playing some old Drop D songs, stuff started coming back really, really strong. And then, like, I started getting shooting pains all down my arm and in my hand again, which basically means I'm activating those muscles, because I haven't felt those pains in a long time. And, oh god, I got the speed back. It was like I could start playing some of those really fast Metallica songs. But I didn't want to push it too much, because I feel like my muscles need to, like, just recover a bit and then go at it again, kind of thing. But, wow. It was really good fun. Playing some Lamb of God. I forgot how amazing some of those riffs they have. What's the one that I was playing? Black Label, and it's on the end of Ashes at the Wake. It starts off with this acoustic intro, and then it goes through some cool riffs, and then it comes up with this, like, absolutely dirty, snaky riffs, and then it goes into this just crushing beatdown that plays over and over again at the end. And it is so much fun to play. It's like I get like high off of music, basically, right? Like, I was just having an absolute musical high last night playing that guitar, and I'm like, yes, this is amazing. But I've decided, like, I don't want to drill it. I don't want to be Mr. like get back into drilling it all. So I'm not going to play again tonight. I'm going to just do all of this. You know, because I release on a consistent basis, I'm going to be getting all my Minecrafty stuff done first, and then if I have a bit of time, then I'll go play it, right? Anyway, I had a blast. It's so much fun. I can't believe I, like, gave it up or, like, ruined the fun of it for myself somehow. Alvin Glarp says, that's fantastic. Awesome, dude. I think it's fantastic. Do you play a guitar or to use in a DAW, or are you using virtual instruments? No, I play the guitar, and I play it, you know, through an amp. Oh, Ren AFK died. We might need to... Oh, that might be less than 5 minutes. I got some empty shulker boxes here. Wait, you got a camera account? He's on his... Wait, oh, but you can't teleport to a dead player? I mean, when you die, the chunks don't load like they used to, so his items should not actually be spawning, I think. I don't know how that works. Sometimes when I die, I come back and it's all there, and it's like, well, something's changed. Oh, we did this one, did we? I play the drums but feel awkward because it's very loud, says Green Smile. I totally understand that feeling. I know what you're on about. Because they're so abrasive and aggressive. And like, if you want to learn, there's other people in the house. It can kind of like make you a bit subconscious, right? That's just something you're going to have to get over. But one thing you can do is you can buy these pads that you put on your drums. And I think you can get rings that go on the cymbals to dampen the sound. So you can take the loudness out of it. But at some point, you're just going to have to hammer away and forget about other people listening. I've used triggers on my drums, says Vaticanal Homunculus. Yeah, I know what triggers are. I've never used them myself. I got double pedals on my drum kit, which I loved learning how to do double pedals. That was so much fun. And I know some drummers use like triggers to get that kind of sound, but yeah, I used to just have double pedals and do the... Man, like wherever I go, wherever I was sitting down, my legs were just used to move and do the double pedals. Loved it. I wonder, like, if I should set my drum kit up again. I never set it up in this house because I was like wear and tear and stuff, and I kind of just wanted to keep it in the box for when I have my studio, and like I didn't want to stay here forever. But I am an R. Should I stay here or should I move, or like, you know, should I set up the drum kit or not? Triggers are great for death metal being played live. Cuts through the mix, says Osiris. Yeah, I've probably seen some live bands use triggers. I just, because I haven't used them myself, I'm not entirely familiar of like the when and where of how they kind of get used. I think the next thing we'll do is we'll put in the row of hoppers on top. We got noises in the ear, Icy Agent 23 and DJ Echo for 35 months. Thank you so much to the both of you, appreciate it. Oh, I knew there was something going on in the side. It's the blaze, yeah, so we need the blaze on the side and the hoppers in the middle. So we need hoppers, hoppers and more hoppers. Hoppers. I should have like enough to build the whole thing somewhere around here, but that surely can't be the last of the hoppers. Oh, you can see where I got the blaze powder at. Didn't I throw them all back in here? Yeah, I threw all the hoppers in there and there's no more. Yikes, I'm running out over here. I am running out. Did you go to school? If you did, how did you handle your time while playing school and other duties? I had no sense of time management when I was at school. Let me put it that way. no sense of time management. Did I do that on the last one? Yeah. How did you end up as a team in Twitch Rivals? Oh, I got invited. Invited to play. And Randy Nicole's gifted a sub to Evil Notion for 2 months. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate you gifting the sub. Thanks for supporting our community. Our community. If you were to earn money by doing music, what would you do? Says Green Smile. Well, you know, like if I were to earn music doing money, so if I were to earn... if I were to earn money from music, like, I'm not sure if that's a choice I can just make, right? Like, so I don't know entirely what the question means from that perspective, I guess. But I guess if I could do anything, it would just be exactly what I do when I do music, just goofing around making music, right? If that somehow just put money in my pocket, I'd be like, sweet. Sweet. Yep, I'll stay up till late in the morning messing around with my guitar on Guitar Pro. You know, writing up some melodies, sure. Sure thing. And then we got the one at the end here to do. Yep. And the minecarts, we need exactly 4. Sweet. We got a Neil Mango raid. Oh, well. Well. This is perfect, actually, having some Il Mango raiders come over. Il Mango, if you're listening, dude, thank you so much for the raid. And let me tell you how the project is going. We'll be conversing a little bit. Look, do you recognise this? This fixed the problem right here. It fixed the problem. And now falling down here. Alright. So everyone coming over from the Il Mango stream, you know, loving your technical Minecraft, okay? I'm doing a little bit of something technical going on here. Right, look at that. This is the Mega Brewer. It is a system for delivering all the ingredients and potion parts to potion brewers that brew continuously and will fill up shulker boxes with potions like this. My goodness me, that's a lot of potions. We're going to brew every single type of potion in this factory. That means I've got to build all of the farms, every single one of them, okay? Can't forget about, you know, this farm or that farm. They've all got to be built. And then down here we've got the modifier system where you put in a full shulker box and it changes it to a different type. So that means gunpowder for splash, redstone, glowstone for those modifications. This is going to be redstone, that's going to be glowstone. Down the end here is going to be the dragon's breath one as well that does gunpowder and then dragon's breath. I've just had a thought. If I built 4 of these, this one could just have dragon's breath alone. So you do gunpowder then that. But I feel like as a player, you've been given the burden of having to do that one then this one. So I'll probably actually keep this gunpowder. And gunpowder's super easy. We've got loads and loads of that stuff. So, oh, I need to AFK at the witch farm, I think. That's something I need to do again. Anyway, for this project, we've got like just insane amounts of supplies everywhere. We've got, you know, shulker boxes that are just sitting around waiting to be used. Just supplies everywhere. Like, we're going absolutely ham on this project, right? Absolutely ham. More supplies over here as well. But I can't reach those. I have to stay in this area. Juan Chu says, "Oh, Mango is amazing." Yeah, he certainly is. Very smart bloke. Amazing Minecraft stuff going on. And yeah, I'm just doing a little bit, something a little bit similar to the kind of stuff he does over here. Just a little bit. Yeah, so thank you again, Mango, for the raid. You guys have all raided me right as I'm at the end of my stream, funny enough. So be sure to hit the follow button if you want to catch more of this project. Check out my Hermitcraft episodes if you want to... What am I going to say? If you want to see more of this project and where it's going. That is unfortunately my time. I gotta get off the computer. I gotta cook and do things, you know. So that's going to be it for me. Let's see if I can raid someone else. We're going to raid Pearlescent Moon, who's streaming right now. That's obviously, she's not streaming yesterday because then we couldn't raid her. That's it from me, peeps. Thank you ever so much. I'll see you later. Take care. Hit the follow button, hit the raid button, and that's it. Bye-bye.